All right. There was a time in the experience here where I made the decision to only retain what I could use and what was useful or what could be useful possibly. And I gave away everything. And as I was doing that, there was also things that I want to use the word forced to give away, because I wasn't really consciously willing, yet obviously subconsciously it had to go as well. And as I was seeing this go on, it was just like, what more do you want from me? What like, it's almost that if you want to get it all, you want to understand it all, you really want to get it, you gotta give it all up. In terms of external, I mean, at least through my paradigm, maybe I don't know, it's individualized obviously. And it was really funny because it was summertime, and I have the vehicle that I have, and at the time I think I had a PS4 and a TV at the time, and that's it. Besides clothes, that's it, And I remember it was summertime and I was walking, and all this stuff was happening to me, seemingly out of my control. And I just asked, the universe, it's like, what else do you want from me? What else are you gonna take from me? And I was doing it in a mocking, asshole myself sort of way, just 'cause it's like, this is getting a little crazy, And just as I said that, my flip-flop broke. And I just started laughing so hard, because that was it. It's about all you could have took to really, ruin the experience at that moment and kind of delay me from temporary contentment or, happiness. But I thought that was funny. Now, we noticed something here. There's something missing. Well, this marker board that I had here that I was using for this channel, it was a fellow artist that I collaborate with that actually lives in this town that I actually met through YouTube, and it's just small town, small world. Met him in this town. It was theirs, and I wanted to give it back to them just because I'd had it for a while. And so I had it in my trunk because I really wasn't planning at the moment to do any more videos for this channel. At the time, it could always change, and if it would change, I'd probably just purchase a board. And so I had it in my trunk along with their markers, and actually I purchased the markers, so their eraser and the little spray bottle thing. Well, my vehicle got looted, not last night, but the night before. Now, it's interesting because thankfully, thank God, they left the marker board. Because I really didn't want to purchase that. I really don't have the money to purchase that to replacement. But they did take the erasers and the spray. And they took a little tire gauge checker for the PSIs and a flashlight. Now, they didn't take the money. They didn't take any money. I have money I keep in my center console. They didn't take it. And they definitely were in the center console. And it was almost that I robbed myself, because if I was gonna steal a car, I don't care about money. I'm just gonna take what I really need, and I'm not really gonna make a mess. And everything, my atlas, and I had napkins in the glove compartment, and all that stuff was folded so neatly on my seat in my trunk. Nothing was really a mess. It was just kind of moved around, and they took all that stuff, and then they took some CDs. So I guess they're gonna listen to some music, or I don't know, check out some of the stuff I like to enjoy. But I thought that was really interesting. It didn't matter, because if anyone asked me for anything, I'd give it to him regardless. And I was a little upset about the markers because I use them, for this channel, and the tire gauge, just because, not because I'm angry that another took it, just because I gotta replace it because I actually use that stuff. So that's a little unfortunate, but I thought that was interesting. Now, let's get into this video. Now, so many humans are hypnotized by this pick our drug after our indentured servitude land of addiction known as America, which is controlling others through fear, all the while supplying highly sought after daily cravings to keep us in this spiritually stagnant loop of unproductiveness with personal growth promotion non-existent. And I want to ask a question. Are you happy right now? And I ask that to a lot of others that I meet. Are you happy? And are we happy with society here in America? And I mean, look around. Just look around. If you need to, look up and then around. And no one's smiling anymore. No one's smiling. And no one's smiling because there's these bodies that are filled with poisons and toxins while getting blasted with unnatural frequencies and constant electromagnetic radiation. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I'm around a lot of children throughout the days. And I was talking to a 9-year-old the other day, and they told me that I actually mentioned to them that I enjoy that they're always smiling, because for the most part I'm smiling myself. For the most part, not all the time, And they said, what's funny is when I smile, others, when I'm in public, just look at me and give me this look like, why am I smiling? But then I just keep smiling at them. And it was so funny because I was like, I know, it's like, and that's what I do. Like, so, this 9-year-old gets it, And then in this town that I'm currently resided in, there's a lot of others that are that panhandle on the street lights and on the corners of intersections of the streets and stuff like that. And you get your God bless spare change or whatever, and your most common one's anything helps. There was a funny one I saw the other day, and it said just like holding cardboard. So I thought that was pretty cool. And what's interesting though is there's a gentleman up at coming off one of the exits on the freeway there, and he's got a cardboard sign, and it's just all it says on it is smile, and he just points to it, and he gets it. This guy gets it. I don't know his backstory. The next time I see him, I'm gonna talk. I am gonna talk to him because he's kind of far away. I kind of just wave and we make eye contact. But I wanna get a little bit of his story because this guy is a kindred spirit, man. He gets it. So when we look around, we can see, I don't care what anybody says or what anybody thinks, we're all insane, and we don't see things correctly. We're too caught up in our thoughts, and we're too focused on meaningless shit. We're not happy collectively. We are not. Just look. Don't be deceived, and don't convince yourself otherwise. Just observe and look. And no one is making any of us play this society game. And the majority of us stay in for fear of losing imagined wants and self-created needs. And this is nothing more than fear of change and growth. Everything that's external, that lacks animation of spirit, is artificial. It's nothing. It's nothing. And everything that we deem as important and that holds value is only due to what we have chosen to think and that we have chosen to follow. This society is completely unnecessary, as I discussed in the history of man. Completely unnecessary. This racketeering society tells us that our species is in the best state that we've ever been. And we are given meaningless numbers and spoken to by useful idiots in an attempt to reinforce these lies. Do you see this? Do you see this? We do not see this collectively. Behold, behold the magic of words and the power of language in its little coattail that's rooted in lies, manipulation, and control that tries to tell us that this isn't what's going on. This society and our governments are ran and consisted of pedophiles and child murdering psychopaths. The veil of ignorance stretches far indeed. Doesn't anybody remember that shit that went on with the pedophile ring at the Pentagon? Of all the fucking things that we hold on to, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. You know, let's let that one slide. You know, fucking public education. Public education. Who here, watching this, listening to this babbling, allows their children to be shaped by our society in its mold of consumerism? We will label you a parent, yet you're not teaching anything, and you teach your child nothing. Colleagues at work talk of Carrie Fisher, George Michael, and what a bad year this was for celebrities dying and how terrible this is. The media is doing its job just fine. You know, everyone else is babbling about the new shit. You know, it's doing its job just fine. You know, so many of us are choosing or hypnotized, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're still choosing, consciously, subconsciously, to forget about these tumors that come forth and expose themselves. And it is indeed quite difficult to be believed whenever it's just some mere story that's observed on a phone. And it's guaranteed to be replaced by a new story that following morning. It's almost like we fear and hate the old and yet the majority behave and even do the same thing every day. Talking of news stories, which is mere distraction. Spinning that wheel of justification, which is creating this tunnel vision to stay on track of our current path, which is littered with wants, desires, fueled by controlled structure. One we deny exists, as it's slowly poisoning our mind and poisoning our bodies. New phones, new cars, new toys, new TV shows, new jobs. It's all artificial. There is no reality and there is no truth in form. Yet, once it is found, it won't leave because it cannot leave because it was always there. And we cannot leave it because we are the truth and we are the reality. These last couple days, while on YouTube managing the accounts and that, I keep seeing ads for St. Jude's Hospital and to give money to these guys. And don't get me started on St. Jude's. Don't get me started on cancer, and sure as hell don't get me started on chemotherapy. Now, if we are told that we have cancer, which is just damaged cells, fast. There's your answer. There's your cure. Fast. Our cells will repair themselves because the body instantly begins healing itself and fixing itself the moment we stop fucking with it. And just staying with the others who give money to St. Jude's and buy into the media and the propaganda and the bullshit that's everywhere. Just real quick, let's talk about this last presidential election with these candidates. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. I don't even need to go into backstory. Anyone that can look at these candidates and think that the government and politicians aren't a facade is an idiot. They're an idiot. Now, getting back into just the cancer and the bullshit of deceive and what's going on there. And I'm not going to get into deceive. There are a lot of others and lots of videos out there that address this and explain this. If anyone wants me to explain it, I will. I will make a personal video of them and simplify it as best as I can. Mostly regurgitating others who have worded it beautifully and summarized it very coherently. But in asking a question, why are we kept sick while progressively becoming more sick through drugs, technology, the environment, our lifestyle choices? This is so that the body appears to die quicker, which strengthens the man-made belief in time, which is explained to us as linear. And this bullshit is gobbled up by majority of us that believe we are a body and that are materialists and choose to go about the experience on the course of materialism. And everything our society tells us, it's all bullshit. It's all a lie. And it's regurgitated by others who seek for answers within a structure that purposefully supplies none. And think of nutrition. You need this, you need that, you gotta put this in, this many, this numbers, this calories, that. It's a lie. It's all bullshit. It's a lie. Vegetables, good for you, natural, of the earth, from the ground. Bullshit. Vegetables, they're artificial. They're fake. They're man-made. Alright? Vegetables were created through human manipulation of various types of grass seed through hybridization accompanied by additions of external toxins, which we can call fertilizers. And you have a field of crops and you plant a bunch of vegetables and you just leave. You don't take care of it, you just go. Is the earth going to be like, all right, I got this. I got it, buddy, I'll take over. No. It's gonna the earth's gonna consume that and be like, thank you, what the hell was this doing here? Let me make use of all this shit that you put in me. Now, how many times have you been walking in the woods and you saw a head of lettuce and you took a bite? Or you came across a carrot and you pulled it out of the ground and started munching on it? No, you haven't, because they're not natural. Now, how many times have you been in the woods and you saw a bush of berries? So you tried a berry, and if it was ripe, I bet your ass it was one of the sweetest berries you've ever had. And there's been so many times I've come across apple trees, peach trees, oranges, and you get down into the Amazon, bananas everywhere. And just think about that. When you understand just the level of the lying that goes on and has been going on, because it's all shit that we're being fed. Just understand this. Think about this. Now, the two biggest lies and main components of society is, number one, we need to eat. Number two, that we get old and that we age because of time. Now, human breast milk has very, very little nutrition. Very little nutrition. Personally, I speculate that if our environment wasn't so shitty and in the state that it's in, that women wouldn't even lactate. There'd be no need for it. Now, the human body does not change due to the cycles of the sun and moon and days of the week that humans have created to this imagined concept of time. has nothing to do with that. The human body changes because of its environment and what we're putting into it. We're eating constantly. We're overworking the machine through constant stimulation, toxins, blasting with radiation, with phones, television, all these frequencies, noise pollution. All this stuff is just tearing us apart. And any other, I don't care what they are, stats, just doesn't matter, that states that our lifespan is increasing on average and collectively is lying. And if we are confronted with that, then ask, how is that number come up with? And what determines that number? Question everything, because it's all bullshit. And when you start to question things, you see the bullshit. You see it not making sense. You see it not adding up. And if something makes sense, it's probably true. And if something's simple and it makes sense, it's gotta be true. Because the truth is simple, and it's factual, and it makes sense. And it's still not even the ultimate truth, but it's the closest we can get to understanding in this paradigm of duality within degenerative bodies using insane, sick minds currently of what truth is and what reality is. And if we get rid of number one, we need to eat. And we don't need money. There goes the tool of control. Humans don't need to eat, and we don't even need to become breatharians to get rid of money. Just get rid of money right now. It'll be alright. Might be some others that freak the fuck out. Who cares? Might be some others that get all fucked off. Who cares? Who cares? Let's just power through it. Talk with them. They'll be alright. We're going to be alright. And number two, understanding the body in its current state, realizing the lie that the human body does not get old, this eliminates the fear of death. And when you're not worrying about money, when you're not afraid to transition on to the next part of this adventure, then nothing has you, nothing controls you, and nothing can stop you. And you are complete, and you are truly what you are, which is everything having an experience.